ladies and gentlemen, Zero here. And I know, it's been a long time since I put out a video. I do want to get back into the habit of doing it again, even though I didn't really have much of a habit to start with. But, it's been a long time, and today I will be showing you a replay of me in the Ta-152H1. This was the match or two before I actually spaded it, but this plane is, since its introduction to War Thunder, has been one of my favorite planes. But, you know what? Let's just watch the game, the replay, and I'll go through what happened, and yeah. Alright, so here I am in my Ta-152 on Kursk. And one thing I love about this plane is the air spawn. Oh dear God, the air spawn is beautiful. Now don't get me wrong, the climb rate in this plane is excellent. It's up there. But the air spawn for this thing just makes it so much better. And yeah, it's gonna take a while, so let's speed this up a little bit. Let's see where all the rest of my team are going. Alright. Take it back down. Currently up at 5,200 meters and climbing, and my team is way over there. They definitely took side climbing, literally. Now, way back when I first started playing realistic, I would side climb for days. But most of the planes that I play anymore, you can climb right off the airfield going directly into the battle and still get high, be as high, if not higher, than your enemies. So I see no reason to side climb anymore. But going in, as you can see, there's 3 dots in front of me, and I decide that I'm not going to go directly at them. And the main reason I'm not going to go directly at them is because look at where my team is. 20 kilometers away. Sure, I do have a Focke-Wulf friend down low, and he should have turned back as well. And P-51 down low, that's always funny to see. Alright, so decide to turn in. The one's still up high. We now have an F4 and a P-47 over here. And there's 2 other dots, but we're not close enough to see what they are just yet. And the Focke-Wulf is being engaged by a P-51, 2 F4Us, a P-51, and a P-47. Now, I'm worried about the P-47 because he didn't dive, and he's still relatively at my altitude, if not just slightly lower. Look around, have a couple guys kind of trailing me. Alright, high enough up at 7,000 meters. See what kind of a climb I wanted to do there. I do that quite often, honestly. The Focke-Wulf is dived away. He's still alive, surprisingly, but he's not close enough to see any of the other enemies. Alright, that P-47 was turning back. But I want to know what this dot here is. And it's a relatively big dot, so I figured it was a bomber of some kind. Because we did see the PB-4Y go by earlier. Oh, there was a P-51 down low chasing that Focke-Wulf. And the P-47's 10 kilometers out, and it's diving. What is this bomber doing? I'm pretty sure, yep, there it is, B-17. And he leveled out, so I was like, alright, so he just wanted to get some speed, try to maybe get away. So, turn slightly to my left to get going, and watch him dive and rip his wings. I was higher than him and I scared him down to death. There's one. I'll take that kill. That's mine. Sorry. Alright, so my friend in the A6M is being chased by the P47, so I feel like I'm going to go after him. And then there's this juicy F4U here. Do I want to? Do I want to stay high? What do I want to do? Screw it. Let's see if I can dive on him. He makes the correct move and turns under me, so I can help my A6M5 with this P47, who I happen to get almost perfectly right at the top of his, at the crest, but, and some poor shots there, but then he does something. I'm still questioning what he did there. Why did he decide to do that? But there is my first actual kill. And the cannon buffs from either this patch or the patch before, just beautiful. Alright, so watching this Corsair move in, and it looked like he was going to dive after my A6, but he didn't. And he's actually coming after me. And then he pulls off and pulls away for the A6, which, needless to say, not a bad idea, but not a great one. Okay, we got guys down low. We have air superiority. We have the altitude on all of them, and everyone else we have pushed down. Alright, so there's the Corsair with their G56. Their G56 just died. Have some good conversation here, apparently. There's the PB4Y. Now, honestly, out of this whole match, this here was probably my stupidest idea, I guess you could say. I decided to cut throttle there. I'm still questioning. He did start to a shallow dive, and I should have kept my throttle going and put myself into a shallow dive. Actually, come to think of it, I cut my throttle because I'm already going 700 plus kilometers, so I didn't want to put any more undue stress on my plane. And so I just coast, shallow dive, still gaining speed, and I should have went until I was about 1.5 kilometers in, because yeah, that was just pathetic on my part. But he tries to get some shots into me. I now know there's a P51 below me, but don't know what exactly he was doing because he looked awfully slow. Was going too fast to try to dive on him, so accelerated, moved in, and went to go help our 109 with the two Corsairs. Now, sadly, I did kind of focus on this one here. I should have possibly went for the other one. I might, if I remember right, I don't save. Got a good hit on him. Not sure what I damaged. Damaged the right wing. Well, apparently it wasn't enough to do anything. Still flying. Now watch my buddy over there, make sure he's not in any kind of serious damage. Hit my flaps. I'm seeing that he is stalling and moving for the kill. As he just gets utterly destroyed. And I look back, the 109, I believe, just went down. Yep, there it is. High voltage got him. So I decide to pull up a little bit and into a lazy left-hand turn, try to get him to follow, but he doesn't. So keep my altitude, hit WEP, and go for speed. And he turns, and yeah, not the best idea that he did. And there's number three. So at this point, there's two left, and there's me and an A6M5 friend as well. And I did start talking with my buddy that's still alive, so I didn't remember exactly who was still alive. Look here again and realize that one's the bomber, the PB4Y that we skipped, and I didn't remember what this guy was at first. And if you remember, when I dived at the PB4Y, there was a P51 that was flying below me. That's the last guy that's hanging around somewhere. There I am talking to my buddy that's still up, telling him that I know one's still a bomber. So I'm just getting altitude again. And there's my buddy saying that he thinks it's a P51, which it is. But accelerating, getting altitude, trying to find where these two might be. Sure that it is the P51D, and I look at the airfield and I see one taking off, or not taking off, excuse me, just landed on the field, and that's the bomber. If I do remember right, I do tell him that he's on the airfield. There it is, alright. But still, I have no eyes on the P51. Keeping my eyes on him, and well, I shouldn't have. I should be looking around, trying to find what might be around, where he might be, if I can see his little dot. So there's the PB4Y. He's back up in the air after repairing and rearming. I'm gonna let him get away, and if you notice that right there, I just barely was able to see him there. And I did not notice that my buddy over down there said that he was engaging the P51. But now I look over and I see it, and I'm like, now do I go after him? Do I go and help, or do I stick on this guy and get rid of the bomber before helping? And well, I figure on staking on the bomber, because my buddy there has been alive this whole match, so I'm not going to have to worry about him, I don't think. And here we go, hit WEP, hit speed, and goodbye PB4. Now, keep my speed up, get some altitude, and go to help my buddy. P51 pulls up, and wasn't the smartest to move. And I see that he's stalling, and I'm wishing my plane would just get moving. But I see my buddy roll over and finish him. smoke, roll over, and form up on them, and that is the end of the round. Sakura ended up with 2 and an assist, and I ended up with my 4. 5 if you count the bomber that I got to rip. But all in all, a good game. And like I said, this was before that I actually, before I had the Ta spaded. If I remember right, I still needed 2 or 3 modifications. I think I still needed engine injection, cover, and then the 30 mil. So I didn't have the extra power and everything like that. I think I ended up getting engine injection and cover, or a good chunk of cover on this one. But that was the Ta. And what I felt was a really good match. Played it really well and kept to its strengths. Boom and zoom and using the cannons. Oh, the cannons. But, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did enjoy. And, like I said in the beginning, I am going to definitely try to start putting out videos again. More and more. And until next time, see you in the skies.